CKY vocalist punches alien ant farm vocalist in the face, gets kicked off tour. Man, what a wild and wild story. It seems as though it's not often that you see two bands beefing like this, beefing like little children, but that's apparently what has happened. According to a post made by alien ant farm vocalist Dryden Mitchell, CKY vocalist Chad Ginsburg punched him in the face and subsequently got their asses kicked off their co-headlining tour. Man, oh man. It seems as though Ginsburg had had some issues on the road this entire time. Mitchell spoke of Ginsburg's continual behavioral issues with other bands and crew members during their European shows so far. Mitchell claims he approached Ginsburg before this hubbub to try to work things out, which sent Ginsburg into a fury that included him flipping a table over and chucking his phone. Mitchell then tried to talk to CKY's tour manager about it all, which ultimately resulted in Ginsburg socking the you-know-what out of Mitchell's face. Mitchell's slightly shady posts. Sadly, Chad from CKY hasn't figured out how to cohabitate with others after all these years. They will no longer be on the Alien Ant Farm tour through the rest of the UK shows after Chad punched me in the face earlier today. I've watched him treat multiple crew members and opening band members like trash through the Europe shows and cause general drama around our camp. Before the last Europe shows, I went to Chad and asked if he had any issues with anyone specifically, and if he wanted to have a meeting with the whole crew and bands to discuss what's going on. He ended up the table in the dressing room and threw his phone and then canceled their show. Today, we still have business things to square away, and I told his manager what a problem Chad was being verbally, as well as blanking up the bus with all of his messes every day for other people to clean up. Well, he punched me in the face and pretty much ran away like I imagine he'll do for all his future problems. I'm grateful for my sobriety and grateful that I didn't retaliate physically in any way whatsoever. I would love these shows to continue and apologize to all the CKY fans for Chad's behavior. We have zero hard feelings for Jess and Elvis in CKY and are gutted to see them go. But I will never knowingly put myself in volatile situations, so this had to end. I hope that everyone is okay in that area. Shows will continue without CKY, and we hope everyone still wants to come enjoy positive evenings with us, including CKY fans. If you don't, we understand, and refunds will be issued accordingly. Stay safe, everybody, and Chad, go to the gym. After that, find a therapist, and maybe in 25 years, we can shake hands. Until then, though, get help. Love, Dryden. Oh my God. Oh my God. Man, this tops the Perry Farrell, Dave Navarro thing. Now, granted, there's no footage of this, not that we know of. So we can't analyze what happened, and we can't analyze, who did what and who said what, and kind of get an idea of what happened. But man, and if you go by the Alien Ant Farm Singers post, and this guy in this article that I'm reading, he says it's a slightly shady post. I don't think it's necessarily shady. I just think, he didn't pull any punches in his post. And basically, he's saying that the CKY singer was not good to the crew members, was not good to the opening acts, and that he was leaving his messes all over the bus for everybody else to clean up. Now, man, I would say the number one rule when you're out on the road is be good to the crew members, man. They've got a tough enough job as it is without dealing with any of your rock star nonsense. And I mean that, man. Be good to the crew guys. They're the ones responsible for making sure everything is done right so that you have a safe place to put on a show. And that means the lighting rigs are hung right and the PA system works and you're not going to get shocked when you go out there, man. You got to take care of those guys. And the last thing you want to do is get on their bad side. Now, treating opening acts poorly, that is just a lack of class, man. Because look, everybody at one point in time is an opening act. I don't care if you're Van Halen or Elvis or Alien Ant Farm or CKY. We've all been an opening act. And the reality is this, man. Treat the people below you equally to the people above you. Treat everybody with respect, crew members, opening acts. And thirdly, if you're making a mess on the bus and leaving it for everybody else to clean up, man, that is just not cool. Not cool at all. And trust me, man, if you're doing that, and I've been on buses, I've been on tours where there's somebody that's leaving their stank drawers on the floor, or they're, not picking up after themselves, or they're puking, or they're doing stuff and making it unclean, unsafe, and unfun place to live. And let's face it, man, the tour bus, when you're on the road, the tour bus is your home, and you must respect it. Just like you must respect the crew, just like you must respect the opening acts, and treat the vendors at the venue with respect, and treat the fans with respect. Man, it should be an unwritten rule that when you go out on the road, you leave your ego at home. You can take your ego up on stage and prance around on stage and act like a you-know-what, and give all your rock star poses and all that. But the minute your show is finished, take all that ego, take all that bravado and all that rock star nonsense and just shut it off, man. You take the cape off. I've talked about it in other videos, man. You have to remember to take the cape off. You're not Superman. You're not this glorious rock star that just go ticking people off and punching people and doing all this. Because look, man, your band now is going to suffer. The rest of the guys in CKY, the rest of the crew members that work for CKY, they're all going to suffer now because of one guy that just didn't follow the golden rule. Treat others as you would be treated yourself. So, man, here we are with just unneeded drama, unneeded stuff on the road. And whenever I hear a story like this of just chaotic chaos, fisticuffs on the road and all that, and man, I've done tours with brutal schedules, and everybody was kind of pushed to the brink, and everybody was tired, and everybody was at one point filthy and thrown out on stage after staying up all night, and then go running on stage and playing another show. Going without food because there's nothing decent at the wherever the bus pulls over. I mean, all kinds of things happen out there. And the reality is you just have to remember to be a good person. It's not easy. Look, this is not Slipknot. This is not Metallica. This is not the Rolling Stones. This isn't some huge arena tour. These are both, mid-level acts with some probably lower acts below them. And they're just out there trying to tread water, keep everybody working, make a few bucks, go out there, have some fun, and play some shows. And then you got somebody. Now, I would suggest, from what his statement is, find a therapist, go to the gym. Well, by saying go to the gym, that tells me that the punch really didn't do that much damage. And the fact that the Alien Ant Farm singer was thankful for his sobriety, meant that he didn't have to retaliate. Now, I don't think anybody would blame him if he had retaliated, but what would that have done? If the guy threw a feeble punch and ran, I mean, you're almost better off just going, okay, well, you just booted yourself off the tour, bro. You just cut off your nose to spite your face. You didn't do yourself any favors. You didn't do your band any favors. Yeah, you're going to get some press out of this, but this isn't good press, man. This, you're not going to be able to just jump on another tour now with this story floating around. It's not going to help you. It might help you as an indie act and as we're rebels and our singer punches people and all that. But man, in this day and age and with, the insurance these bands have to carry and all the shenanigans and nonsense and how difficult it is to tour now and how difficult it is to make a profit. I mean, look, think of Alien Ant Farm now. CKY was, going out there and they both have a draw and they both have fans. And now they're without CKY, so they've got to try to see if somebody's sitting around that wants to come out and finish the tour with them or potentially lose all these tickets. They're offering refunds to CKY fans who don't want to come to the show now. And man, you know how it is with bands and fans. Some fans are there to see Alien Ant Farm, and some fans are there to see CKY, and there might even be fans to go see the lowly opening act that CKY singer didn't treat very well. And you know what? Who's to say that one of those opening acts doesn't end up becoming a huge band one day? And I've had that experience. I've had opening acts that have opened for groups that I've been on the road with. And dude, literally 3-4 months later, 6 months later, they blow up. And then all of a sudden, because you were nice to them, because you were respectful to them, because you were kind to them, they say, hey, we want to thank you guys for taking us out on tour. Come out with and open a tour with us. And by that time, they were so huge that we're like, well, yeah, we want to go play arenas. So yeah, we'll go open shows for you, even though you were our opening act just 6 months ago. That is how the business works. And that is why you can't be a jerk. It's just the reality of it. And I know CKY is they're an edgy alternative band and I don't know what's going on with this guy. Of course, I was not there, so I don't know if he's drinking, but obviously the Alien Ant Farm guy is thankful for his sobriety because he didn't do anything that could potentially harm somebody else and jeopardize their tour. Or what if he'd have tried to punch the CKY guy and injured himself or injured the CKY guy? I mean, dude, things can happen when you punch somebody and you're in an arena and they hit their head on the concrete. I mean, dude, bad things can happen. So kudos to the Alien Ant Farm singer for not retaliating, for letting the guy run away and dealing with it like a professional, as anybody should. In a situation like this, you just throw your hands up, let the guy be an idiot, and guess what? He just bought what we call a hot dog and a road map back home. Here you go, bro. You don't pass go. You don't collect $200. You're now off the tour, and you're going to have to scramble to pick up some dates. And guess what? You're over in Europe now. So, I mean, good luck with that, bro. Good luck. I mean, it's just in this day and age to hear a story like this, it fires me up because I know how difficult it is out on the road, but you just don't need to deal with idiots like this. Now, if you have a different opinion, let me know in the comments. Meanwhile, this is Bad Brad, and I'm signing out.